Operation High Jump. Operation High Jump was a 1946-47 expedition to Antarctica that involved the following events. Check that out. It involved 13 ships. 13 ships? Think about that. 13 naval ships. 25 aircraft. 4,700 men. What did y'all need 13 ships, 25 aircraft, and 4,700 men for? Operation Look. Establish a functional base at Little America, quote unquote. And for weather stations. Why would you need weather stations where it's freezing cold? For what? Operation for mapping. If there's nothing there, what are you mapping? Deployed over 4,000 men, 13 naval ships, right? To test the ability of military operations in the polar environment? You mean to tell me y'all sent 13 naval ships, 25 aircraft, 4,700 men to Antarctica to just test stuff in the cold? We got Alaska for that. You could have did that in Siberia. You could have did that in Greenland. You could have did that anywhere. These people right here, these secret Jesuit people, all these Newton physicists and all these other NPCs, these are the reasons why you think you're on a globe. It's because of these individuals. The truth of the matter is, if this is the only picture you have of your globe, you should be questioning it. And never, ever, ever in history has anyone ever recorded anything leaving the ground here in Earth, going all the way out into space, and then looking back and seeing anything that resembles this. Never, ever, ever. Anytime you even see a video, it's a rocket, the rocket goes up, 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 then the rocket just hits something and comes right back down. It hits something. As we see here in Eastern cosmology, the firmament is a celestial barrier that separated the heavenly waters above from the earth below. The firmament is the vast solid dome created by God during Genesis to separate the primal sea into upper and lower portions so that the dry land could appear. Look, you got the ocean, you got earth, you have the firmament, and then you have the sea above it. Notice how the ocean is blue and the sky is blue. Okay, does somebody want to tell me why the Simpsons did this whole entire scene and it could have went a multitude of ways? He could have just hit the ball out forever. The ball could have hit a star and bounced off, right? It could have hit the sky and just cracked it, right? No, it hits the celestial barrier. Water comes crashing down, but it's not just water. It's the ocean, the sea ocean. Oh, here comes the ocean coming down. There's sharks. There's whales in there. Ocean life. This scene could have went a multitude of ways, but it didn't. They had to show him hitting the celestial barrier and the ocean coming down. They put it right in your face.
You guys, look. The sun is not in outer space. It's right here. Shouldn't the sun be 93 million miles away? And shouldn't we be doing elliptical orbits around this thing at 66,600 miles per hour? Weird. It's almost like we've been lied to about everything. It's almost like we've been conditioned to believe a religion. You know, like a cult. But there's the sun, and there's the horizon in the background.
That would not exist on a flat Earth.
You sure about that? It could actually be seen from any angle, which doesn't work on a globe. Skeptical? More like incredulous. Try being skeptical about the globe for once.
If you've never been to outer space, how can you tell me that anything that we see in outer space is actually real? I'm talking about all the spacewalks, all the space flights, all the drones going to Mars. How do we know that any of this is real when everything we've been given has been animated so far? Do you see where my suspicion can come from? Now you could say, hey Cameron, well, what about flat Earth? How do you have proof that the Earth is flat if you've never been to space? Well, all you have to do is go and measure some water, because water never curves. No matter what you do to water, it never curves, which only proves that the Earth is actually a globe, because gravity is magically forcing your perception to see curvature, even though there's no curvature actually there. Just like this video with a balloon at 127,000 feet altitude. Even with a fisheye lens, we can't really detect any curvature. That's just how powerful flat Earth is. But of course, I am just being sarcastic. And of course, we've been to outer space. It's just that we have no actual proof of ever being to outer space, other than a few interesting videos. I have to be careful with what I say. Entertainment only.
I'm gonna prove to y'all the alien card is in play in 1 minute and y'all aren't ready. Let's go. So first we have Elon Musk with SpaceX, who we've been seeing a lot lately. And you know what I'm talking about. Then we got Jeff Bezos with his Blue Origin. By the way, look at his logo. That feather looks weird. Obviously Space Force. And my friends at the Serpent Agency. Would you believe me if I told you they all had contracts with each other? SpaceX with NASA. And if you think Bezos is irrelevant, don't forget Washington Post with their failure to endorse and people stepping down. And Blue Origin has a contract with these as well. But did you know the US Space Force has a contract with them as well? We also have the new Space Force awarding $70 million to SpaceX to Elon. From these guys to this dude. And here's another huge contract between SpaceX and Space Force. And then Bezos and Space Force. So they're all involved with each other. But did you also know Representative Tim Burchett just came out and said he talked to Trump and that he said there would be disclosure?
I talked to President Trump, but I'm convinced that if he's elected, that there will be disclosure.
And of course, we have people like Charlie Kirk seeing UFOs. It's almost time.
Absolutely, there's a huge link between the globe and atheism, because if you pay attention to the globalist, what they're pushing is that there is no creator, there was no Jesus Christ. And I'm always discussing with globe believers. 90% of them don't believe the father of lies is real. They don't believe Jesus is real. They don't believe a creator. So the greatest lie ever told by the father of lies is convincing people that he does not exist. Saying that, just imagine, if we lived by truth, we knew that the earth was flat, we could go test it, the firmament, the waters above, who then can there be to deny that there is a creator? There wouldn't.
People that are the wrongest are always the loudest in my comment sections. No disrespect, but classic science that's taught in schools and colleges teaches that hundreds of thousands of years ago, the oxygen molecules in the air were bigger. So we had like giant tarantulas on the beaches. They say that that's why dinosaurs existed. Basically, according to their indoctrination, the oxygen molecule made every animal and living being extremely large. So even the pseudoscience realm acknowledges that this exists. Aside from that, though, they found evidence that they did exist. The Smithsonian has confiscated like half of it. They found ligaments from a finger that were like 3 feet long. They found all kinds of fossils and things like that. And then you have massive structures that were built thousands of years ago that could only be explained through this. You, sir, are into the fairy tale stuff. This community is who's looking for the truth.
Good afternoon. Aloha from Florida. So I just had a conversation with somebody asking some questions about flat Earth versus the globe. And really there is no competition, there is no debate, there's only denial from people who believe in the globe. All the scientific facts, all the scientific evidence, true science, proves the Earth is flat and stationary. All of the ideas or arguments or debates for the globe is all beliefs and opinions based on assumptions. So I asked the gentleman, he sounded like perhaps he was a little older than me, and I said, sir, if you would, please let me explain to you as simply as I can our observable reality. And I should have said, I know this might be relatively new for you, the thoughts might be new for you, so do the best you can to pay attention and not revert back to your belief system of how you think the earth and the sun and the moon and the planets work. He was asking about the solar system, saying, you don't believe in the solar system. No, we don't believe in the solar system. The sun is not the center of anything. Nothing goes around the sun. If you could trust your own eyes and your own senses, you would look up and see, yeah, the sun and moon are just about the same size and altitude. Yeah, they are moving through the sky. The earth is not moving. You've never seen earth curvature yourself. You've never seen or felt the earth move, although it's allegedly moving in 3 different directions at insane, impossible speeds. So I just proceeded to tell him about the Antikythera mechanism model. I didn't talk about the mechanical realm or the mechanism in general. I just said, this is how the system works. On the ground is the North Pole. Directly over that in the sky is the North Star, called Polaris. The sun, the moon, the wandering stars, also known as planets, and the fixed constellations all move around that in perfect repeating patterns. It seems that the fixed constellations move the fastest in perfect unison, never with 1 or 2 moving faster or slower, north or south, east or west. All of the fixed, the key word there being fixed, constellations move in perfect unison. There seems to be another star that moves also on a circuit that's not classified as a planet, but anyway, that star and all of the wandering stars, which are nowadays called planets, move in their own individual circuits. And then the sun and the moon move on a very similar path, just at different speeds, from the Tropic of Cancer in the north out over the equator to the Tropic of Capricorn in the south, and then back to the Tropic of Cancer. They do this like clockwork. The sun does it once a year, the moon does it once a month. That's how the system works. The earth is the ground floor. Everything in the sky are like lights in the ceilings, and everything in the sky works on perfect repeating cycles around the magnetic center, which, like I said, on the ground is the North Pole. In the stars, in the sky is the North Star, which is right over there. I can see every night of the year, which is another, ridiculous thing of on the globe model, saying I would see different stars every 6 months as the Earth is facing into a different part of their fake space or their imaginary space. So anyway, that's just about as simple as I can get the model of the Earth being flat and stationary, the ground floor, and the lights in the ceilings moving in perfect repeating patterns around the magnetic center. That's what we observe. If you could trust your own eyes and start watching the skies, you would see what I'm telling you. If you do want more information, then go watch The Mechanical Realm by Vika Drazev. I am in that documentary with him and a few other great people, and we are talking about the Antikythera mechanism, which is the working model. It is a geocentric, flattened, stationary realm machine allegedly created by the Greeks 2,000 years ago, with the software or the knowledge in the machine from the Babylonians or the Sumerians earlier than that. So we don't know how the sky works, but we know how the sky moves, and that has been known for a long time. Have a great day. God bless.
Flight simulators use a flat Earth in order to fly over correctly. ChatGPT, how was this flight simulator made?
The game engine takes flat map data and creates what appears to be a curved view at higher altitudes by adjusting the horizon with digital effects. This gives players the illusion of flying over a curved Earth, but the core map data and terrain are essentially handled on a flat, projected plane during the development process.
Thank you. So I actually tried this on a game that uses a spherical model for the planet that you're flying over. I set my trajectory flat, straight, and level, set my horizon, and just started going. And this is a time lapse showing what would actually happen if you were flying straight and level over a spherical Earth. You would start increasing in altitude dramatically. And this is a time lapse, so we're going a little faster, but I'm already in the clouds. And my altitude has increased so much that I'm actually exiting the atmosphere right here, because stars begin to slowly but surely appear, and all of a sudden I'm in space. So I had to dip my nose down. I know. Yeah. So it's definitely interesting that the accurate flight simulators use a flat Earth in order to imitate reality. So what is reality then? I got this game called No Man's Sky. It prides itself on its physics and its flight dynamics. So I'm over the water. I set my horizon and flew perfectly straight and level over this spherical planet. Now let's see if I increase in altitude. Let's see if I have to dip my nose down to stay level with the spherical planet. I'm flying straight, by the way. This is a time-lapse video, and I'm already in the clouds. This took a minute, but flying straight and level over a spherical surface will increase your altitude, just so you know. And now, already, I'm in the stars. So I need to dip my nose down and take a look at the planet that I just flew off of and try to get back down level and fly level. But what's it going to take? Well, on a spherical planet, if you're flying level and fast, you're going to have to adjust for that curvature of the spherical planet that you're flying over. So here we go. Now, you can see the horizon marker there showing you what level is. When we started out, I was on the horizon with that. And remember, gravity is in place. They have all the physics worked into the game. It's mocking our physics, supposedly. So now look at me having to adjust for curvature and everything. Piper! She's upset. My bird, you're making my bird cry. Because you lie to us about the shape of the earth. And now here I am on this video game trying to just... I know, I'm telling them. Yeah, they're bad people. They do need to go bye-bye, but listen, for right now, I'm trying to show people this. You got.
It came in the mail, and y'all are opening it with me. Ooh. Smell it. Woo! Here we go.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Idialenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.